Hello, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to the William Street Swap Shop, Wonderful Wednesdays. We are different today. I noticed in the chat right before we started, if you'd like to tune in at adultswim.com/videos/streams, there's a chat. You can watch people, they talk about the video. It's just going on right on your right side of your screen. They said, what is Wonderful Wednesdays again? And what happens? And it's basically, no one's answered yet, so I'll answer for them. It's a show where we swap stories, we sometimes draw, we sometimes paint. I've decorated a flower pot before on here. We bring on guests, we interview, we talk. My co-host Matt is not joining me today. He does not join me on Wednesdays. He just has other prior obligations, and unfortunately, I have to carry on the show without him. I would much rather just take a break, but Matt has asked me to go on without him. So I interview a variety of guests. It's very eclectic. It's a fun mix. And we can't wait for you to jump in with us today. It's going to be really wonderful. Joining me today is a very special guest who is an animator and an artist who's created music videos for musicians like Flying Lotus and Skrillex. And among others is Lilfuchs. And thank you for joining me, Lilfuchs.
Thanks for having me, Zach.
You're welcome. Thank you for just agreeing to this. I emailed you about an hour ago and said, can you do this? And you said yes. So thank you for jumping on board. And
thanks, man.
Just real quick before we begin the interview and before we begin our journey, I would just like to offer everyone watching, today is the day to call in, give us a call, ask any question you'd like, or tell us a story. 413-961-4263. And I saw someone in the chat said they want a Wonderful Wednesday. Am I going to be interviewing an animal? That might be next week. Just, you never know. Stay tuned. And if you have anything you'd like to email us at williams.swap@gmail.com. We will not be looking at items today to swap. That will be tomorrow. If you're just now joining us, I promise today will be just as much fun and as entertaining. So sit down, plug in your charger, don't let your computer or tablet die, and enjoy this show. So, how did you become who you are today?
Man, that was a really good intro.
Thank you. It was all in my head.
It was like you went through the whole thing, and watching you on the television rather than staring at you is
wild.
Pretty cool.
You're a better looking person than me, though. So I'm looking at you now, and it cuts back. I'm like, oh, who's like that? That's a good.
Now looking at myself is weird.
Right.
It's like, oh, you're the way you accent certain things with your lip. It's annoying.
I always look and I'm like, oh, my eyes, they're too narrow. I don't have big eyes. I try to make them big and it doesn't work, but that's just how I am. People always say, oh, he must be high AF right now, and I don't. I'm 100% sober, and this is just how I look. This is my normal look.
Yeah. To get back to your question, sorry, man.
Oh, it's okay. No worries. A Wonderful Wednesday where you do whatever you like.
It took me in.
Okay.
I was like, wow, this is really great. So the question was, how did I get started?
Where you're at now. You're for people who don't know, you're a music video director. In addition to you're an animator. You've done a variety of projects for musicians that range from Flying Lotus, I think a few years back, to you just did one for Skrillex.
Yeah.
You've also done album artwork, I believe.
Yeah. I've done a lot of different things. Weirdly, all that stuff is like my night job at home or on the side. Well, some stuff.
Okay.
I've done other things that were for here that were in the music vein, but I think I tend to gravitate more towards the music world just because everybody's doing all this other stuff, and my love for music, it's all kind of one big circular sort of passion, love. I could easily just go out and do a short film, and I don't think I'd be into it, but I think just I get inspired by the music, and that helps me write the stuff. But gosh, I started in 2000. Had a friend that was doing animation for like an in-town studio that was doing commercials and stuff for cartoon, and Adult Swim had just, I think, started around that time, right?
Right, yeah.
And I was in school for graphic design, and then got really into the idea of like, whoa, what is he doing, and what's this animation? I knew Cartoon Network was in town, and I loved the networking and the shows, and then I I contacted him and I was like, hey, tell me, what is this animation thing that you're doing? How can I, is there a way for me to break in? I'm not in school for that, and I really love design, but I love drawing and the analog aspect of everything. So I reached out to him, and he kind of took me under his wing and showed me certain things that I could do to get in the industry, which at the time was just like inking cartoons on paper. He said, you know, hey, if you just keep at it and ink these cartoons and persistent, maybe do inking test, and they would, certain studios would like give you a packet of drawings that like of all the cartoons that they would be doing commercials for, and they'd say, hey, here's an inking test, and it was like 10 drawings, and it ranged from like Tom and Jerry to Dexter's Laboratory and and Scooby-Doo and all the cartoons. They said, okay, do it in the styles of those shows and bring it back. So it was just like tracing, but like it was tracing. Okay. It was tracing.
But I guess that prepares you for, if you were to work on an animated show that has a certain style, you could adapt quickly.
Absolutely.
Start going into it.
Because they would do it all on paper, and then they would have the inkers in the house to ink the cartoons. And Dexter and Powerpuff were like super thick line.
Right, yes.
And some were really
Johnny
thin.
Bravo, I believe.
Bravo was really thick. Like Cartoon had, in the late 90s, like all the same, like the shows all looked kind of the same. They were really in love with the thick line for whatever reason. Yeah. The only one that was kind of thick was Ed and Nettie. Oh yeah. Which is really hard. Those characters were really hard for me to draw. Okay. But anyways, so I was persistent for like 3 months. I'd like go to studios and get tests and turn them in, and I would sit down with who are now my friends, but sit down and like they would show me like, wow. What happened was I was so persistent with going back. I wasn't annoying. There was a fine line of persistent and annoying, but I was persistent, and finally the guy was like, he called another studio because they were looking for inkers. He's like, you got to interview this guy, Adam. He won't get off my back. It's like, he didn't have work.
And you were young then, like right out of college?
I was right out of college. Okay. And it was 2000. Wow. And so this place called me for an interview, and sure enough, got the gig freelancing, and that was like I didn't even know what freelancing was, so I just jumped at it. I remember I was valet parking cars, and then working at the mall, at the Warner Brothers store. Wow. Selling Moesha memorabilia with Harry Potter was.
I love going to the mall, getting items at the stores. Sam Goody, that was my favorite.
Sam Goody.
When they went out, a part of me went missing.
Yeah.
Hello, we have our first caller. Welcome to the William Street Swap Shop. It's a wonderful Wednesday. You're on live with my name's Zach, and Lilfuchs.
Hey.
Who works here at William Street and also works on music videos for several artists. There it is, animator.
Good afternoon, you guys.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you as well.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
It's great. We're just hanging in there. A beautiful day today. Do you have any questions for Lilfuchs, or do you want to tell us a story?
Yeah, I actually do have a few questions.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
Regarding, like, when you do your art, do you usually listen to the music first to get ideas of where the direction's going to go, or do you have an idea beforehand?
That's an awesome question.
That is a great question.
Yeah.
I'm curious myself, actually.
Yeah, I listen to the track. It sounds real arrogant when I'm about to say it, but I don't mean it that way at all. But I'll listen to it, and if it doesn't inspire any idea, I probably won't even do anything for it. It's rare to get. I've had some very close, one of my best friends pitch me a song. He's like, I want you to do a video for this song, and I could not think of an idea for it. The song was terrible. I'm not going to mention any names because we're friends with them too. But the track was terrible, and I was really frustrated because I didn't know how to say no to him, but I was going to come up with an idea anyways. But yeah, to answer your question, I listen to the track always first, and that's usually how some stuff would be presented to me. Like certain labels might have like a what do you call it, like a press kit or an RFP, which is just like kind of a write-up of the artist and what an idea that they're looking for, and they might reach out to certain artists that they really like their styles, and they'll send a track. So if the track is really good and sparks the idea, I'll pitch on that job, and it's just kind of coming up with a concept, and then maybe 3 to 6 style frames of the concept, or telling, your idea within those frames. And a lot of it's like, it's sometimes if the song is really long, it makes it for a harder thing because animation takes forever. So you kind of you hope to get the shorter songs. I mean, you'll never get the 2-minute songs because nobody wants to do videos for 2 minutes. At least the artists don't. I do, but yeah, I always listen, and that's usually how the ideas are sort of born. Is that's my script, is the song, and that's why I think I like working in music videos and the music world so much, because the ideas kind of develop out of the tracks, and weirdly, I kind of prefer instrumental songs.
Okay, yeah.
Lyrics, I feel like they kind of tie you down to the ideas. If you
I was about to ask if lyrics change anything for you, so
yeah,
I kind of answered that.
Yeah, it's like you've seen some amazing animated videos with lyrics, but like it kind of weirdly waters down the idea, because you feel like the artist might feel like they have to follow be so precise with the lyrics, like,
right.
Oh, in the lyric he said he was by the ocean, so I guess I should draw him by the ocean.
Right,
like,
you almost think
so lame.
If if you draw something that creates a response in someone's mind, oh, I wasn't thinking that when I heard this song. Like a Red Hot Chili Peppers song, you might think, oh, they're singing about California. I'm gonna draw the beach and palm trees, but the band might want you to be a little bit more. Hey, no, I was singing about a graveyard. I want it to be more dark.
Yeah.
And depressing.
Exactly. Like they had one of the Neon Indian videos I did for Adult Swim. It's like I did it, and the song is nothing at all what the actual meaning of the song. Like the video is nothing at all what the bit of the song actually means. One? It is it's Fallout, and it's basically about a really hot like California girl driving in a convertible.
Oh, that's right. I've seen that.
And going to like, she stops at a gas station to fill up, and all the mechanics sort of like sweat over her, and then they realize that she's like completely cross-eyed or lazy-eyed, and kind of sways their opinion a little bit at the end. But the song is not at all about that whatsoever. And
so where did you arrive at that idea? Was it just the vibe you were getting from that song that you kind of put yourself in the scenario, or?
Yeah, it was kind of like it felt very California, Orange County beach, and like the vibe was very 80s sounding, so a lot of the influences were Gem and the Holograms, and I loved it. I thought it was, the best part about doing that specific song was that it was so strong that you have to listen to the song so much. You dread, like, if the song is sort of half what good, that you have, you're going to get bored with it fairly quickly because you have to listen to it so much when you're animating.
Right.
But that, I was lucky. The song is so strong and it ages so well, and it was super fun.
It's very admirable. I love your work. Just watching as a fan.
Thanks, man.
Not only as a coworker, we see each other in the hallway every day, but we get to be able to interact and watch your work today is a very, very special thing.
Yeah.
We'll look at more videos as well that Lilfuchs has created. Did you have any other questions on the call?
Yeah. Did you say you animated Ed and Eddie?
I tried. I did a commercial, and I had a really hard time drawing that character because it's all wavy, and to get the form of the body, you typically start with just simple shapes: circle for the head,
right?
Squares and tubes to kind of build the torso and the upper body and the arms. And like Ed and Eddie is like, if I remember, it's all top heavy. Their heads are really big. Their heads are like the weight.
Baggy clothes.
Yeah, the heads that kind of lean everything with the head, or they're slouched over like that, and they're walking. And I remember the director that was on that commercial. I said, "Man, I hate to do this to you, but I can't draw these characters. I'm having a really hard time putting them on model."
Wow.
And the eyes were really hard to draw. Because I had never seen anything sketched out. I'd only seen them in ink form, which was just like a sumi brush, or like a brush that was all thick and thin, and the lines were real wavy.
You've worked on, in our chat, Apollo Hook, I believe, called you out earlier and said nice work on Ugly Americans. You worked on
Oh,
season
yeah.
1 of Ugly Americans?
I think it was season 2
Season
to
two.
be exact.
Okay.
We did, it was kind of weird. We split the episodes up from the New York office and the Atlanta office.
Okay.
So we did 6 and then New York did 6. And then I just art directed. A lot of my responsibilities were background design.
Right. And that was on
Yeah.
Comedy Central, for those that are not familiar. It was
Yeah.
a popular show for a while there.
Yeah.
And do you work on any, what's your main day job here at Adult Swim?
It's I have the title art director for AdultSwim.com.
Okay.
And like Zach, we all wear kind of just many different hats. So my job consists of just making cool shit, just
Yeah.
animating and drawing and designing and whatever the streams
Some of the
needs.
coolest S-word stuff.
Oh,
Right. No, it's okay. You can cuss. I have taken a vow not to.
you can't.
Right. Whoops, sorry. Good person. Talk nice, positive. Bad language. Yeah. So yeah, did you have any other questions, caller, or is it okay if we open up the line and let others call in? Because I'm sure
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people
fine.
have a
You
lot of
answer
great.
everything all need.
Thank you for the great questions.
Thanks, man.
And, thanks for calling in.
Thank you for answering, and keep up the good work. I really appreciate your art.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the support and love.
Speaking of
All right, have a good day.
the keeping up the great work, do you have any upcoming projects that you're allowed to talk about that are new music videos, or
I have one.
it's okay if you don't want to.
I like surprising. I
Okay.
tell my friends I like surprising them because it's always kind of nice. In the art world, you kind of I'd say the animation world, you met with a lot of people that run their mouths
Right.
and never actually produce. So I
Okay.
kind of always haven't made it like, don't say anything until it's done.
Right. Right.
But I am going to say, I'm going to pitch you on an idea.
Okay. Let's hear
This is
it.
for you.
This is
So
great.
this guy right here.
Yes.
I want to, maybe later today we can redesign this.
Absolutely.
Because I've been watching it and I was like, it doesn't speak you.
Thank you. We've had this number calling at the bottom of the screen since I think we started doing this, and
Yeah.
we stuck with it, but we've never actually changed it. So having a new person, especially someone with your artistic eye, to revise it would be wonderful.
Yeah, maybe we can concept some ideas. That would be a new project. That would
Okay.
probably do.
Cool. Yeah, that would be great to
Yeah.
have a revised. Yeah, we would that, and then maybe a lower third template. We just started doing lower thirds today.
I
And,
actually loved how. Who did the lower third? I loved
that
how.
was our Jay, Cyber Jay. He does our graphics.
I don't think I could top that. That's pretty great.
That is
I love
good.
that.
Very good.
I hope I didn't offend the guy that did the number.
No, that was, I think, made back when actually Cho and Dave Bonowitz would work on this show.
Okay.
They moved on to, they do Fish Center every day and crosswords, so they've moved on. But
Okay.
way back in January, I think they just typed that up and put it up on the screen.
They did. Okay.
Right. And I apologize if they are proud of it. I don't have anything against it, but I think we could do something different that would be in the vein of this show. And that would be great to have you take a stab at it.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So how long does it typically take to make a 3-minute, 4-minute music video?
Takes forever, to be honest with you. It's like I try to factor in 1 month a minute, and there's no science to it. I just kind of felt like I've done them so much that, doing this 3-minute video took me 3 months.
Right. But it's something to be proud of forever that lasts on your...
Yeah, it's weird.
Hello, welcome to the William Street Swap Shop. It's a wonderful Wednesday. You're on live with Lilfuchs and me. My name is Zach.
Hey.
Hey, Zach. I've never seen this before. This is a new segment. Jordan.
Oh, hey, Jordan. What's
But,
going on? We do this every Wednesday. You might have just missed out on Wednesdays. I share stories with guests.
It's a pretty cool segment. I just
thank
wanted
you.
to ask him what his favorite part of being an animator is.
Oh, man, another good question.
Right.
I've never had that been asked before. I like the whole encompassing aspect of it, where you're starting with nothing and you're doing every bit of pretty much art form. Like, you're storytelling, you're designing, you're doing color theory, you're doing, most importantly, direction. Every single part of it, I think it's because there's no other medium that involves so much work and pulling from so many different worlds of art. And I like the analog aspect of it too. I think maybe that's why I still stick with like traditional 2D stuff, using tools,
Right.
modern today tools to execute sort of analog style or real 2D drawing animation.
So what kind of tools do you use? Do you use more like Flash or?
Yeah.
Have you ever done hand drawings and then scanned it in and then
Definitely
colored it in?
cool.
Yeah, I do a lot of Adobe stuff where it's Photoshop, Flash, After Effects. But then I've also done a lot of hand paper stuff in my past, but like not so much now because it's so easy to just get in there and like draw and like animating in Photoshop is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of that.
Ever do any YouTube animation?
Say
your own YouTube channel?
Do I have my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I should probably. You think I should do that?
That'd be pretty cool. Set up your own animations, become famous on YouTube.
Do you
Yeah.
I have a Vimeo account. Do you find that you would more likely go to YouTube over Vimeo?
I would definitely go to YouTube. It's more out there, easier to go to, faster to stream on, just more convenient.
Okay. I have an account, but it's like I don't do anything with it.
I've noticed on YouTube a lot of people, they leave more mean comments, though. Even if you make something, you could be Citizen Kane, Orson Welles, and make Citizen Kane, and they'll still tell you, this was bad, dislike. But on Vimeo, I feel like it's more of a collective community of artists.
It is.
And they give you more positive, people like-minded who see what you were trying to make, and they give you more positive feedback.
That is definitely true.
It's funny. You're so right about it. It's like you will never find a mean comment on Vimeo.
Right. They might just tell you, hey, it wasn't for me, or I didn't like this, but they'll never say this was garbage.
Yeah.
We put some of our Swap Shop videos on YouTube, and some of them are just Adult Swim. I remember when Adult Swim used to be funny.
What?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You encounter that.
Mid-2000s.
Right. Mid-2000s, that was when they were the best, is what they say. Bring back home movies. Bring back Metalocalypse.
Honestly.
I'll tell you guys, I kind of prefer really mean comments over ones that are saying reminds me of this or looks like this.
Sure.
The mean ones stick with you and make you work harder.
True.
It kind of pushes you. Like, I welcome the haters,
you
right?
You should get a YouTube, and that way you would have that happen more.
YouTube will definitely bring out the haters. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you need motivation from haters, YouTube's the place to go.
I don't think Lilfuchs, I don't think his work would be disliked even on YouTube. I think it would still people would still like it and be into it. And I think a lot of people now are saying they'd be down with it.
You're a sweetheart. There's definitely Lilfuchs haters.
Okay.
Well, who knows? Maybe there could be a collab between Swap Shop and Adult Swim animators. That'd be a pretty interesting collab.
We're talking about maybe in 2017 just replacing Matt and I and doing voices and having just making an animated show.
I can do that for you.
That would be great.
It could be like home movie style. That'd be amazing.
That'd be wonderful. Squiggly lines, that would be me. That's all. I want to be the squiggly one.
We can totally. Let's talk after the show.
Okay.
We can make that happen.
Absolutely. A nice tease.
That was a good show.
Mushroom Jesus asked in chat what album covers you have worked on.
Oh,
I apologize if that's been answered in chat, but I figured we would talk about it.
All right, guys. I'll open up the line for other callers.
Okay.
Got to go to some appointment.
Okay, man.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks,
you too.
man.
Thanks, man. Jordan gives us all the sound bites for our soundboard.
Oh,
so
awesome. I love that.
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
Yeah, he does. Does he do them personally?
Yeah, he calls in and we just tell him, maybe we could play one. Mason, our audio technician, he can throw one up when he gets a chance.
99% epic.
There it is.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
So the covers, let's see. So I've done I think I've done most of the Captain Murphy covers, which is like one or two or three. I did some Little Dragon singles and a remix cover, and then the Hold Steady. I did a Hold Steady cover. Oh, okay? So
So these
this is
are
actually, it helps me. Okay, so I did the Hold Steady, which is in the middle, and then next to that,
Looks like for the summer singles program.
Yeah.
For Todd Rundgren.
Yeah, I
which
did
was
that.
just announced. They're doing it again this year.
for Squidbillies, or
Oh, that was for Squidbillies.
Yeah.
That's right. They added it as a summer singles, though, right?
they
add-
did. I
okay,
think so. Yeah. And then I did some Maserati covers. And then
Holy Ghost.
that's a T-shirt actually.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to do more. I love doing covers.
So what happens? Does someone at the record label or one of the band's musicians, do they see your work on a music video and they like your artwork, so they contact you to do their
It's-
album cover?
Yeah, sometimes it's happened like that, and then other times it's been like if they want to just work with me in some capacity and the time frame, because a lot of it's just time. People will hit me up a month before a record comes out, like, hey,
Right.
let's do a video. I'm like, I can't meet that deadline,
Right.
but like maybe we can do some tour posters or
Okay.
album cover or like
Yeah.
a flyer or something. So I'll kind of work with them to figure out what they might need to help
Gotcha.
promote. So it's kind of all over the board. A lot of it's like they're friends. Like either you meet somebody that gets you another job because they love working with you, and
Right.
so that's how like the Little Dragon was just like through friends, and now I'm buddies with people involved with the band and stuff like that.
That's
so
fantastic.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have it's like today you were probably could be working on another music video, but instead you took time to spend an hour with us, and we were very grateful for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm super grateful.
We have another caller. We have a lot of calls today. Hello, welcome to the Swap Shop. It's a wonderful Wednesday.
Thank you, Zach. It is a wonderful Wednesday. And hi, Lilfuchs.
Hi, man. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
Good. How's your day?
Well, it's still early. I'm in Mexico, so it's just 12 o'clock, and I'm going to be celebrating a little friend's birthday today, so
That's
it's going to
great.
be a fun day.
Oh,
It's
awesome,
really
man.
fun. Very jealous. Celebrating a birthday in Mexico. That's what
Yeah.
I wish I was doing.
Me too.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what? Do you have any questions? This is the Alk, right? We know
Yeah,
Alk is our
Alk.
familiar.
Oh,
He's
man.
a caller. We talk with. He's one of our favorites.
Yeah. Hey, Al. Nice to meet you, man.
Good to meet you. I mean, absolutely amazing to talk to you, really.
Oh, thanks, man. This guy's awesome. Him and a couple of the other guys on the chat are so great.
They
They're
are
super supportive,
fun.
and
Yeah, it's great to really have them on board. And I was hoping someone would call in. Actually, we haven't heard from him in a few days, and we were in New
Yeah.
York last week, so we haven't communicated with our audience.
I've been busy. Yeah.
Okay.
I've been busy packing up to head back to England. I'm moving away from Mexico in a week.
Gotcha.
So
Well, those
oh wow.
Simpson sneakers should be there by now, so you'll have a little present waiting for you when you get home. But do you have any questions for
There was a
Lil
problem-
Fuchs?
I do. With the sneakers, they're still being delivered. FedEx tried to deliver them, but they didn't leave a note behind, so my friend didn't know that they were there to be picked up. But
Oh,
they're
no.
on their way. They're on their way.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I have a question. I have a couple of questions. You already answered one of them, which was I was going to ask you about what tools of the trade you use. But the Adobe stuff is the answer to that, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, heavily. There's I've been learning and playing with TV Paint, which is pretty amazing. That's
Yeah.
a French company that makes an incredible animation tool software. That's another one. And then TV
TV Paint, is it?
TV Paint. It's like TVP, but it's just TV Paint.
Is
I'm
it
gonna
pretty
look
easy to
into
learn,
that.
or is
That's
it all
great.
in French?
It's not all in French. It's not that easy to learn, but they make it hella hard to like get.
Okay.
You have to order a dongle, and the dongle has to
Oh.
be plugged in order to access the program.
Gotcha.
And
That's like the original dongles. That's what they existed for in the first place.
exactly. So they haven't left that technology. You would think that by now they would come up with something new, but if you're looking to learn, like, do you animate?
Well, I can't draw to save my life, but I love to animate. So I cut up pictures and I move them around and stuff like that. I've been doing a few little things for Fish Center and that, just to learn After Effects.
Okay, I would say like the easiest and cheapest way would be Flash.
Okay. Well, I started in Flash years ago. After Effects is a great extension from that, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
What advice?
So
would you
another
give? Oh,
question.
sorry, I'll ask.
No, go on.
I've been asking.
Any
No,
advice?
I've been asking questions all day. I have many questions. You ask a question. I'm enjoying just watching and listening. It's
Well,
like I'm
you're
part
saying
of
you
that
worked
show.
on. You're saying you're working on Ugly Americans, which is one of my favorite shows ever. Absolutely brilliant, and I love Aaron Augenblick's work. And I was going to ask, like, what's it like to work with Aaron Augenblick? Is he as cool as I imagine him being?
I got a funny this is a good story, actually. I'm glad you asked.
And that's what we swapped stories, and this is
Well,
great.
this is a
That's
good story.
yeah.
So, the funny situation with this whole thing was that we didn't work with Aaron. We worked with the show runner, and I want to say his name was Daniel Stern. He was is Daniel Stern the actor?
I think there's an actor name, but Daniel Stern sounds familiar just from my regular job and work. He might have. I feel like he's done work with Adult Swim before.
He's the guy in Home Alone with the crazy scraggly hair.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Daniel Stern, right?
I think so.
Okay, so his brother is a showrunner, and show ran the first and second season of Ugly Americans, and I don't know the story behind it, but I think he wanted the whole show pulled from Augenblick for whatever reason, and somehow got in touch with a director that the studio I was working with. He befriended this director, and that director brought half of the work to Atlanta at the studio I was with. So I had the glorious pleasure of going up to Aaron's studio and taking his files to then take half of his work and animate it in Atlanta. So needless to say, I don't have a great relationship with Aaron, but the coolest part about him, and I was really sort of taken, was that he plants himself in the center of the studio. He doesn't have an office. He just sits at the studio and works with all of the talent. And for me, it was like, that's badass.
Right.
That guy is great, man. Like he seemed really cool, but it was unfair to really judge him at all, because he had this like kind of like, F you, why should I be nice to you? You're taking half the episodes from me. A year's worth of work you're taking on a hard drive and then gonna repurpose it for 6 episodes. So it's funny for me to laugh at, but if I were in his shoes, I would totally not be cool.
He's probably laughing about it now, like it's over with. It happened.
Well, it's interesting when he was doing what's the other show that he did? Super Jail. The first season of Super Jail was absolutely brilliant, and then the second one came out, and it changed so much. The voices changed, the animation style changed. It was very obvious changes. And I wrote him an email saying, I love your show, but what have you done? What's changed about it? And he told me, I haven't even watched season 2. I sold it after season 1, and it was made by other people. So thanks for noticing the difference. I thought that was very cool.
Well, I will say to jump back on the Super Jail and praise Christie and his team of Titmouse guys. That show has completely turned. I know what you're talking about, and something to keep in mind is that the Titmouse took it over and didn't have, they pretty much started that show from scratch again. So when you put in a place and you put all your time and effort into a pilot, and then you get a season, you start to really, by the second or third show, you really get a vibe of how that show's going to look and animate and move, and how the characters are acting and the voices. Everything gets kind of like, it comes together by the second or third or fourth episode. So in this case, Titmouse kind of took it over, and it was a little bit of rough patches. But man, if you tune in now, it's like you can't tell the difference. I can't. The drawings are still amazing.
It's still brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but no, it's definitely noticeable. But I always notice the changes, like even in like Dexter's Lab and stuff. When everything changed back in the day, I noticed every little change.
Yeah, and Aaron does good work, but Chris Pernowski is at the top. That guy is
a lot. Yeah,
he's amazing.
Does a lot of work for Adult Swim and other companies that are kind of at the forefront of animation, at least right now, from what I see in my daily job with TV.
He's incredible.
Yeah. Did you have any other questions, Alk, or comments, stories you would like to share?
No, only that I would love to be working with you guys one day. I'm going to keep working on my portfolio, keep working on animation, and see if one day that I'm good enough to go and head down and be doing stuff with you guys, because it would be absolutely amazing.
Well, you've seen some of my drawings on here, so I think you could probably do a lot better than that. So
What? Your drawings are awesome.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for work right now. If you've got any jobs to offer me, definitely throw them my way.
Okay, well, just keep an eye out for. They put them on, I think, Turner Jobs.
Yeah. Email me something. Maybe we
Yeah.
can just collab, Alchemist, or do something together.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll email some links across the swap shop, and you can pass them across to you.
Cool.
That sounds great,
Yeah,
man.
thank you very much.
No, thank you guys. Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks,
Great.
man.
Thank you. Have a great day and enjoy that birthday party.
Yeah, safe travels back home.
I will.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
See you later. So, what kind of work inspires you? Like, is there other animation, or is there?
Yeah.
I guess is it more music, like you were saying earlier, and then it just kind of speaks to that part of your brain that you want to. Okay, I'm going to create a painting, or I'm going to animate this.
Yeah, it's like a little cliche to say like the friends and family inspire me. Like I tend to I kind of reached a point where I don't really buy art books much
Okay.
anymore. There was like a big like, oh, I should own it for reference.
Yeah.
But like I never go back and like look at these things. Occasionally I will if like I'm super bored, because most of where I'm trying to find inspiration is like I have this thing where I love estate sales.
Right.
Estate sales are like the greatest piece of inspiration. You can walk into somebody's home and find some junk on the ground that's like completely opens a door for like the best are like finding diaries or like phone logs.
Right.
Because most of the estate sales are like older homes, like a lady passed or a family's moving.
Right.
The worst estate sales are like new families.
Sure. They don't have
They're
any of
just
the
like-
cool old
it's
vintage
like,
things.
Yeah, pottery barn furniture they're
Right.
selling or whatever. But the old ones are amazing because you can find incredible stuff. And then libraries. I'll
Right.
hit libraries and just
Okay. Yeah.
like look at different books and just find old stuff that helps sort of the inspirational wheel turn or whatever. But a lot of it's friends, really close friends, a lot of people that work here and my family. And then a lot of like over the past, Jay, who works on your show,
Right.
we were talking this morning, like a lot of video synthesis and video stuff
Okay,
I've been
yeah.
really, really into for probably going on 5 years,
Great.
which is, I'll nerd out, but we'll do that for another show.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's great. We'd love to have you back. We have about 10 minutes left, so I was going to ask if you'd like to draw anything. You were kind enough to bring some paper.
Paper. I got the good stuff, right?
Right, and we waited a little bit longer, but hey, we had a lot of great questions, and we can still chat and talk if other people would like to call in. I still have a lot of questions, but I figured we should do something visual.
Visual?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
both visual people, and I'm going to take off my gloves.
I was telling the guys why you wear your gloves.
Right.
Do you know why?
No, why?
Well, my theory is that you wear the gloves because you guys shake hands so much
Right.
that you probably thought, well, if we're going to be shaking for 5 minutes each day, we should probably wear gloves.
That's one of the reasons, yes.
Right?
Actually, I will
Okay.
be honest. The other reason is we're handling items, and we want to protect our hands. We're always holding things, so we use gloves. And
Yeah.
right. And also, it's just aesthetically, just a nice, pleasing to see a person all black with black leather gloves. Just kind of a nice friend.
Yeah.
Right.
I got an idea.
Okay.
Well, do we have 10 minutes left?
We have 10 minutes, but we can draw whatever we want. It
Okay.
can be anything and everything.
I brought my lunch,
Okay.
but this all boils down. So I've been on a diet.
Right.
And I wanted to bring my lunch to show you my diet.
Okay.
Because it's lunchtime. and
It's
I eat-
lunchtime, and I'm sorry for taking you away from lunch. Normally,
No.
we'd be eating at our desks.
This is okay. And this all boils down to what we're going to draw.
Okay.
Because we're going to draw my lunch.
Okay. Sounds great.
Okay.
I was looking for something to draw.
Okay. So my wife got this new LaCroix flavor. Let's see. That is a pineapple strawberry
Yeah, looks good.
LaCroix. Tall can, right? I have a Cascadian Farm organic vanilla chip.
Do you pack your lunch in the morning?
I do.
Or at night? Do you
I pack
prefer-
it in the morning.
Okay.
And I have to be I pack like 4 things.
Right.
And it's the same each time.
Okay.
I pack a couple carrots. I try to pack 10 carrots. Like,
Okay.
this is probably 30 calories. This is 140.
Right.
Some carrots. We don't need to draw the carrots.
Okay.
And then I have a little pack of cheese.
Oh.
You might wonder what the cheese is for. Well, guess what? I'm going to show you.
I mean, I am wondering.
This is some red sauce.
Okay. Red sauce with
Red
cheese?
sauce with
What are you
cheese.
making here?
This is a little apple for snack later in the day. And this, my friend, is a hot dog meatball sub.
Wow.
So a little bit of red sauce heated
With some
up.
cheese on that? Ooh.
Sprinkle some mozz.
That's, yeah, you're in business, is what
Right?
they say. I thought you were maybe going to pull out a tortilla or something to put the hot sauce and cheese on.
That's a good
But
idea.
instead, yeah, you can.
All right, so in art class, we'd always have to draw a shoe or an apple, right?
Right.
But we're not going to do the apple. We're going to make it a little harder.
Okay.
Let me get a good angle for you because you're drawing too, right?
Right.
So let's prepare this. All right.
I think I can. Yeah. How about I draw from this angle and we have two perspectives?
Two perspectives?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. And then,
Or, yeah.
so I've as we're drawing, I'll tell you kind of like what. Oh man, the bag is hard.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start with what I see, and it's very interesting because I usually like to draw faces, and I use it off of people's images on the internet or what's in my head. But today, this is what they would tell you to do in art class, right?
Yeah, this is what they would do. They would. There's good lighting on this. It's actually the lighting is pretty bad for a life drawing session.
Right. Not bad for the show though.
No, drawing is amazing for us, right? But the hard part is like you're finding the shadows because usually you do this with like a charcoal pencil or something, right?
Gotcha. Is there a certain style that you go model it after, or is it all just
No,
freeform?
What I love about your drawing is you do the style of drawing that I wish I could do, which is a single line, no sketch. The second you draw the line, you mean it. And
So I don't have to. Yeah, I always worry if I sketch it out, I won't never like it. So I want to get better though. I have to. So what advice would you give to somebody, whether it's me or somebody who is looking to do more art or animation? Take art classes, just watch a certain film, or
I would say get like there was a book back in the 90s, 80s that was like how to draw the Marvel way.
the Marvel or Marble?
Marvel, like Marvel
Marvel.
comics.
Oh, okay.
And that was pretty like amazing for me as a kid. It was like, oh, what? Drawing Marvel comics? See, I already messed this drawing up big time. But it's all right.
It's okay.
It's not that man. The mozzarella cheese is tough, man.
Spending a lot of time on this Cascadia Farms organic bar.
Yeah, I'm just drawing lines, people, for the mozzarella. We know this is mozzarella right here. So, anyways, How to Draw the Marvel Way was a pretty awesome book for me as a kid. It's really simple, drawing the shapes. I looked at a lot of comics for like posing because they're so extreme. A lot of them are just so unnatural. Back in the day that I was, McFarlane was still pretty coming up. He wasn't really that known yet.
Sure.
So those books helped me, and then just anatomy drawings, like how to draw the human body, was always a big one. Hey, are we on time, Jacques? 5 minutes?
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes. Do you think it's something we can finish in 5 minutes?
Yeah. I'm gonna get the granola bar here. I just want to at least get all the shapes in here. So yeah, the anatomy figure life drawing books with that is always amazing.
Just kind of use the art books for reference, and then
yeah,
as you go, you'll find a style that you like or that you don't like, and then that will kind of help you shape your future drawing styles.
Like what I find out most about people that are wanting to do art, and I struggle with this too, is that they don't know what to draw.
Right.
I always have a hard time. So most instructors would be like, go to the park and draw an animal. Well, guess what? Ding dong. The animal's moving. It's a little hard to draw people.
Right.
But I understand their philosophy. It's like you do quick sketches. That was the thing, right?
Right.
Quick sketches. Get it down. Get the form down. Okay, now I need to draw the bag. That's the hard part.
The bags are, right now as I'm doing this, just if you are watching at home and you're wondering, how is it to draw? The bag is very difficult. Try drawing a bag. It's very difficult.
A lot of curves and
right.
It doesn't.
That might be a good Pixar film. Like they do the talking cars or talking things.
Yeah.
Maybe a bag next time. Just very hard to animate and give it character.
Exactly. Like I'm gonna just add some shading here to give it a little bit of dimension, even though this isn't accurate. It's too hard. The shine on that bottle is way too hard to draw.
So what is it that you look for when you first, something that you've been trained when you're drawing an object? Is it it's the light? Light makes the full drawing?
No, it's the proportions is what I get hung up on. And the proportions are always what I tend to get. How do you spell Cascadian?
Cascadian.
Okay. And then the farm. Oh man, I messed that up.
So we're both left-handed. Someone just noticed, actually.
Oh
You
yeah.
have to be lefty to work there, apparently, is what Mint Jelly said.
Yeah. So if you notice, lefties hold their pencil really weird.
I hold mine. Yes. I've talked about before, but people have made fun of me. They tried to correct it when I was in school and never worked.
That looks awesome, man. I think
Thank you.
yours wins the day.
No, it's I think it's just being in the presence of someone like you is making me realize I shouldn't do some silly drawing. I should actually try hard, and I'm trying hard, and it still doesn't look as good as a true artist.
Can I give a shout out to some people before we close?
Absolutely, please.
I'll give a little shout out to Radio Raheem.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's listening.
I've seen that name on here before.
He's a good dude. Benjamin,
Okay.
of course, the Alchemist. All the people that called were really cool. Your team.
Yes, I would like to give them a double shout out as always. Every day, every week, they put together a real great show for us, and without them, we wouldn't be on streaming right now. Great, bringing you this fun artwork.
And then I want to give a shout out to you, Zach, for inviting me, man.
Oh, definitely. Anytime. I'm going to call you by your real first name, Adam, but you're known by Lilfuchs, and you are welcome anytime to come on the show. This has been one of my favorite Wonderful Wednesdays. It's been a real pleasure having you here. We have a deep admiration, and I have a deep respect for your work, and I think you have some of your DNA in Adult Swim, and that's very special. So,
Oh man, thanks, buddy.
you're welcome. And here's my drawing. I don't think keep working on it as we finish up. So as you can see, Lilfuchs, definitely the artist here, has the shading down right, gives it a bit of a space dimension.
Look at yours though. See, what I love about yours, you mean it. Those lines mean it, man. Mine aren't. You know what that says to me? You were serious, and I was not. If you can scan over to mine, look at that.
But yours, that
dickhead doesn't know what he's drawing.
No, yours I've seen. I was at the Museum of Modern Art in New York over the weekend, and I feel like those are sketches I've seen. Edward Degas, it's similar, reminiscent to that.
Well, I will take that compliment.
Okay.
That's a big compliment.
Yeah, you're welcome. Mine, no. They take this, they say, what? Toss it away. But I still have confidence in myself, and that's what you should do, I think, at the end of the day, whether it's art, whether it's food, whatever you're doing in life, you should always have confidence, and that's a lesson to take away from today's swap shop, is be proud of what you do and be happy, because probably you're doing it the only way you know how, and that's probably the best way to do it, at least until you figure out more stuff. So, thank you. We'll shake without a glove.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Zach.
Thanks for joining me today, and thank you for tuning in. To everybody who's watching, we hope to see you back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Matt will return. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Stick around for Crosswords at 2 p.m., and we look forward to seeing you later. Thank you.